We're gonna be talking about clothing. Wow! Welcome to MTF Monday, everybody. Even though last time I did it, it was on Sundays. If you don't know who I am, I'm Pappy the First. Okay, I'm a trans content creator, and I recently started a series, okay, helping y'all with your transitions. So for this installment, we will kind of be going back into the closet a little bit. And by closet, I mean because it has to deal with clothes. Did that joke land? So I think the first and most important thing when talking about clothing and dressing yourself is wear what you like. Don't worry about what others say. I'm gonna lay out some guidelines on like how to find clothing and your style in this video, but you don't have to follow those. You can wear whatever you like as long as it makes you happy, because the best outfits are the ones that make you feel good. I just want to get that out there before I get into all these like tips and tricks and stuff like that. One of the first and most important things of trying to find your style or clothing, is really to find what body type and like skin tone and color you are. Or skin tone and undertone you are. So I think the first thing with finding out what body type you have is simply by measuring your body type. Give me 1 second. First, you gotta take your measurements, okay? So I would recommend getting yourself one of these. It's just like, I think it's called like a tailoring measure. I forget what it's called, but you can find them pretty easy and cheap online. I think I got this one for like $4. But there's inches on this side, centimeters on this side. Okay, so there's a few measurements that you need to measure, okay, and that are important to measuring, okay, that you need to know, okay. First is your bra size, okay? I'm standing up to do that. Actually, no, I'm gonna sit down to do this. It makes more sense. Okay, first is your bra size, okay? So you do this by measuring the thickest part, like around your back, and then measuring, that's your bust, okay? Your bust is like how big your boobs protrude, I guess. And then you're gonna find your underbust, which is underneath your bust. Obviously, I'm doing this while I'm wearing a bra, so my measurements aren't gonna be perfect. You should be doing this with just your tits out, okay? Woo! Get your tits out, girls, fairly frequently. I always take mine before I buy a piece of clothes, because your measurements can change due to weight gain, muscle gain, hormones, all different reasons. Let's go tits out Tuesday. It's Monday. If you've ever bought a cheap sewing kit, you definitely have one of those. Yeah. Okay, the next measurement to get, is waist. Waist is obviously, you go on the narrowest part of your waist and you measure it. Okay, I'm like at 26 and a half, okay? I usually like hover between 26 and a half and 26. Obviously, your waist can shrink and grow in size based on like how much you ate, okay? And weight fluctuates, okay? Too, if you're bloated, it can fluctuate and can change. But get your waist, and then the next measurement you're gonna wanna get is your hip, which is obviously around like the thickest part of your hip, okay? And that's usually how you measure pants, is like the weight in the hip. Tops are usually like your bust, and then bras are like your bust and under bust. And then the next important measurement to get is your inseam. Your inseam goes from the inside of your leg down to your toes. Pretty much, it's just how long your pants should be. Those are kind of like the basic measurements. Obviously, there's probably way more measurements where like if you're getting something tailored to you, a tailor would probably get those measurements. But if you're just looking for clothes online or in person, those are kind of the base measurements that you should know. All right, and then I think the next most important thing after that, after you get your measurements, is finding out, obviously, your eye color, which you can tell that by looking in a mirror. But you need to find out your skin tone and your undertone. Your skin tone is pretty basic. Your skin tone is just, oh my god, my hair is... Your skin tone is pretty much just, obviously, like, your complexion. It's not that complicated, okay? It's pretty easy to tell your skin tone. The one that is complicated is your undertone, okay? So, people can fall into, like, 3 ranges of undertones, okay? Warm, neutral, and cool. I have a cool undertone. There's multiple different ways of telling what undertone you are. I'm gonna link a video in the description. That's a guide on how to find your undertone. But pretty much, good rule of thumb is silver looks better on cooler undertones, gold looks better on warmer undertones. If you hold a piece of paper up to your face, in like daylight or sunlight, not under like artificial light. It has to be like natural daylight or sunlight. Okay, which if you're going off of Kelvin would be 5200 Kelvin. And pretty much you hold a white piece of paper up, and if your skin is like more like cooler, usually, then you're cool. But if you hold like a piece of paper and you look more yellowish or like olive, you're probably like a neutral or a warm. Damn, I wish I had a cool undertone. Yeah. But definitely eye color. Oh wait, and then the next is hair color. Obviously, hair color. Oh my god. Obviously, your hair color can change with age, and also, like, if you dye it. So, like, if you dye your hair pink outfits are probably gonna look good on you. Like, that's just the truth. But yeah, once you know your eye color, your skin tone, your undertone, and your hair color, it's much easier to build outfits, because it's much easier to find out what colors work on you, what tones work on you, what hues work on you, and what saturations work on you. It's all very complex stuff. I'm not going to go a bunch into it, but I would highly recommend you look up about like skin tone, undertone, like color theory, all that. It definitely will help you find better outfits for yourself, color-wise. So now, how do you even get into finding what clothes work for you? Or kind of how to style them, or what style to even go with. And the way you do this, the way I did this, at least, is with a tool called Pinterest, okay? If you've never used Pinterest before, let me show it to you, okay? Pinterest, it's pretty much like a board. Has a bunch of clothing stuff. And then you can pin it to your board. I kind of use it as like an inspiration board. As you can see, I have like a lot of stuff pinned. But it's kind of like where I get outfit inspos. But basically, once you find your body type and what colors work on you, you can then start to figure out like, okay, what type of outfits do I want to wear? Also, too, I would recommend like dress in a way that shows off your hobbies or interests. I kind of dress like a skater a lot of the times because I like skateboarding. But honestly, like if you have like a subculture of music you're into, or like time period you're into, like definitely take inspiration from that. And dress that way. Like if you're into punk music, like, I don't know, start trying to look for punk outfits that suit you. The first thing you should do, okay, when you're going to buy clothes, okay, for the first time as like a trans woman, okay, buy the basics first, okay? I know you want to buy, okay, that skater girl, okay, skirt. I know you want to buy that dress that you've seen that you're like, wow, I really want that. Trust me, get the basics first, okay? Just like basic tees, okay? Jeans, bras, underwear, okay? Get the basics first, okay? Because once you have the basics, you can then build on top of that with layering, and or you can kind of find out what styles work for you and what don't. And it's a lot easier to play around with basics than it is to play around with the dress that was like $150 and is like you're only gonna ever wear it once. Where basics you're gonna wear all the time. How do you make jeans work without looking mask? Like I said, obviously take your measurements. And two, I think finding your body type. Because once you find your body type, you might have more of a square body type, you might have more of an apple body type, you might have more of a pear body type. But once you find your body type, then you can find out what jeans might work for you. Skinny jeans might work for you, or baggy jeans might work for you. High-waisted jeans might work for you, low-waisted jeans might work for you. It depends on your body type, and everyone has a different body type. That's why I think it's important to take your measurements, because once you find your measurements, then you can figure out what your body type is, and then better build out your outfit and style around that. Yeah, and women's jeans also too have a lot more different cuts and shapes. For me, I tend to find that I like straight. I usually tend to get straight jeans, like straight baggy jeans, which I'm wearing them right now, which pretty much they're more like looser around the bottom, but they're not like a tight, like super tight fit, but they do make my ass look good. So there's that. But obviously your body type might work better with skinny jeans. It all depends. Yeah, but definitely start with the basics first, because then it's easier to build around the basics rather than getting like a unique clothing item and not having anything to, like if you buy like a cool or interesting top, but you don't have like a basic skirt or like pants to go with it, you're gonna be like, well shit, I can't really wear this. Also, this is kind of a section that like bras and underwear. Obviously I already talked about how to like measure your breast size. But if you are a trans woman, and you're kind of looking for different bras, pretty much like the basics is there's bras with underwire, which usually have a little bit more support but are not always as comfortable, and then there are bras with no underwire, which usually are a lot more comfortable but they don't offer as much push or lift. Also, if you're a trans woman and you got small tits, I would recommend investing in a push-up bra, okay? They do work, okay? Okay? They make your boobs look a little fuller, okay? I got one on right now, okay? I'm telling y'all, okay? Now, bras, you kind of just gotta find your own. Honestly, any, like, bra store would work. I would recommend shopping online for bras, but Miss Teacher, how do I pretend to have boobs that don't really exist? Like I said, get a push-up bra, okay? They're your best friend, okay? Push-up bras, pretty much, usually they have extra padding in the sides, kind of like right here. And then they push and lift up the breast, so they push them together and lift them up. They also have a bit of extra padding, so it makes your breast look a little fuller. So definitely recommend. What if I personally have a serious case of a bad face? Well, you can have a bad face and great tits. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, a bad face don't affect great tits. Okay. You can have great tits regardless. If your bra feels uncomfortable, it's probably because it is either too big or too small. I'll put a breast calculator, like a breast size calculator, like a bra size calculator in the description of when I make this into a video. But pretty much you measure your band, which your underbust is your band size. Which for me, my band is about 31 inches, which means I'm a 32 band size. And then my bust is about 35, which if you do the calculations, that makes me like a C cup. I think it almost makes me a D cup. Kind of like in between. But also too, not every bra, like different companies, their sizing fits differently. Like for me, I found like Ari and Victoria's Secret stuff fit me the best. But too, you might have different shaped boobs. And there's all different types of bras too. So you might have pointier boobs, you might have saggier boobs. It just depends, and that will affect the type of bra that you should get. One thing I'm curious about is what type of underwear to get when tucking is not something comfortable, but still want to be feminine. That was actually what I was going to talk about next, was underwear. So underwear, there's a couple different solutions. So for underwear, there's a couple different options. If you don't want to like tuck with tape all the time because that's uncomfortable and inconvenient, and kind of sucks ass. So the first option is tucking or gaffing underwear, which pretty much is underwear that's made specifically for drag queens and trans women. I really like Origami Customs and Tomboy X. I'm not sponsored by them. I just like their like products. But pretty much it's usually underwear that has extra like thick lining that pretty much like compresses everything. And I feel like tucking underwear is great. Unless you're wearing tighter clothes. If you're wearing tighter clothes, tucking underwear tends to like love to make your ass look a little chunky and weird. Does it hurt? No, not really. Most tucking underwear, I haven't, like Origami Customs and Tomboy X, I haven't had any problems with them being painful or uncomfortable. The other option, if you don't want to get tucking or gaffing underwear, is boy shorts. It's kind of ironic that like the type of underwear that is the best is called boy shorts. Okay, if you go to like any like site where you can buy underwear, okay, there's a cut of women's underwear called boy shorts. Sometimes they're called boy briefs, but they're not cut like boys or men's underwear. They're just called that. I don't know why. It's kind of funny. Also, sometimes like hipster style works as well. But usually they tend to have like a thicker or wider like strip. So they tend to allow like things to be tucked up more. And then the third option is you can get period underwear. Period underwear normally has a thicker underlining and a wider underlining as well. So obviously that's good for tucking. But for me personally, I prefer tucking and gaffing underwear as well as boy shorts. Like boy shorts or like hipster style cut underwear. So, okay, you're like, but where do I buy these basics? Where do I start building up my wardrobe? Where do I start getting all these things? So the first thing is you can get things online. Wow! Oh my god, who knew that you could online shop? You guys. Online shopping? That's crazy. No one even... Guys, who knew you could shop online? But you can get clothing online. For me, it is the option that I use the most. I shop for clothes the most online. I don't like shopping in person because as someone who's taller, I don't really struggle finding tops or dresses, but I do really struggle finding pants. And if you are searching online, this is why it's important to know your measurements, okay? Because every single website, okay, that you're buying clothes from will have a size chart and will break down like bust, hip, like waist, inseam, like all that good stuff. So that's why it's important to know your measurements, because then you can be like, hey, you can kind of get an idea of what clothes fit you before you even try them on. Also, another thing that I would recommend, make sure you can return it, okay? Some online stores, especially if they have sales, are like no return. I recommend if you're shopping online, always make sure you're buying from a source where you can return the item, okay? Because if you buy it and you don't like how it fits, or the material feels weird, then you can always return it. But if you bought it on final sale, then it kind of sucks for you. All right, couple things too with like shopping online. Try to avoid fast fashion, okay? That's like Amazon, Temu, Shein, H&M. I would recommend very much avoiding Amazon. Amazon has the shittiest dropship clothes that's overpriced as hell, okay? Don't shop online. Don't shop online there, okay? If you're gonna shop somewhere online, shop from like an actual clothing store. For me, some of the like online shops that I really like are Gap. I feel like Gap always has pretty good quality clothes. Reformation, Madewell. Trying to think of like other. Those are usually like the brands that I like to shop at. Obviously, you can be different. You can shop anywhere. I would just recommend not ordering from a place that also sells like toys and groceries. I recommend getting it from a shop that sells clothing. I like to use ThreadUp for clothes. Yeah, I haven't recommended really like ThreadUp because a lot of ThreadUp stuff you can't return. So while I think buying secondhand is great, I think buying secondhand online isn't as great. Yeah, that is the thing about clothing shopping too. Okay? You have to realize the people in the photos are models. Okay? So it won't fit exactly on you the same way it does them. Okay? The other way to buy clothes is obviously in person. You can go to any store. You can go to stores. I would really recommend secondhand stores if you're early in your transition, because you can get a lot of items for really cheap and try on a lot of different things. But also, you don't always have to shop for items. You can always get secondhand stuff from family and friends. And clothing drives. Usually a lot of LGBTQ centers do like clothing donations or clothing drives for obviously trans people and gay people. So I highly recommend looking up your LGBTQ center and seeing if they have anything like that. Yeah. Now, when you're shopping for clothes, there are a couple things, or there's one major thing that I think you should avoid at almost all costs, okay? And that is synthetic materials, okay? If you want your clothes to last long, hold their shape, okay, be breathable, do not buy synthetic materials, okay? Pretty much every single clothing piece has like, let me see if there's, I don't know where the tag is. Every single clothing piece usually has a tag that tells you what the clothing is made out of. do not buy synthetic clothing, okay? It will not last, okay? It'll shrink in the wash, all that stuff. It's just synthetic materials like, okay, polyester, nylon, acrylic, rayon, elastis, okay, or elastic, I don't know. Avoid materials like that. Obviously, some clothing pieces will have like some nylon or some like spandex or some polyester. A little bit is okay. I would say if it gets above the like 35% mark, that's when you should be like, yikes, okay? Definitely stick to cotton, bamboo, stick to organic materials. They will last you longer. They are more breathable, okay? They usually wash better, okay? And obviously if you're buying like some pieces of clothing that are tighter fitting, they're probably gonna have some amount of synthetics, just because that's how they get the tighter fit. That's why I said a little bit is okay, but you don't want the whole thing. If you're into leggings, a lot of those are a lot of synthetic materials. Yes, leggings are usually synthetic materials. And that's why they don't last as long. Also, once you buy your clothes, it's important to learn how to care for your clothes. I'd recommend learning like basic sewing, like hand sewing, not like machine sewing, but basic hand sewing. Also, learn what the laundry symbols mean, okay? The laundry symbols are like the little triangle with the X, the weird things that you might look at, and you're like, what the fuck does that mean, okay? Those will teach you what to wash and how to wash the clothes. Shoes, okay? I'm gonna talk about shoes real quick. Okay? If you're on estrogen, your feet will probably shrink, okay? I went down two whole sizes, okay? But shoes, it's kind of about finding something that's comfortable, but something that works with your outfit, okay? You don't want to be wearing shoes that are giving you blisters and are uncomfortable, no matter how good they look, okay? Definitely, doesn't mean you can't wear good shoes, okay? But definitely prioritize comfort sometimes over fashion. Like, get a comfortable pair of heels instead of like the 6-inch stilettos, you know? Also, too, learn how to walk in heels. Took me a while to learn how to walk in heels until one day I was at a gay bar and I saw a drag queen walking in like 16-inch heels, and I was like, how in the fucking world do you walk in those things? And he told me some very good advice. Okay, I'm moving the chair out of the way. The feet are gonna be on camera. Okay, the key to walking in heels is walking on your toes and walking with your weight forward. Like your weight forward and centered. Because usually with shoes, we're used to walking heel first. Like your heel goes down first. But with heels, you want to walk on your toes. You want to stand up and walk on your toes. So if you're autistic, you might already be pretty good at this. Also, too, it's easiest to learn how to like walk in heels and on your toes on carpet. Carpet kind of like if you're wearing heels will sink in and they offer a little more balance. So learn to walk on carpet, okay? Not your girlfriend's carpet, okay? That would be a little uncomfortable for her. Maybe she would like it. I don't know. Also, it's easier if you learn how to walk in heels with like a chunkier heel before you try to walk in stilettos, okay? Walk before you run. So now that we've talked about shoes, clothing, we're gonna talk about jewelry and accessories. So I think the first thing with jewelry is you need to find out if you're a gold or silver girly, okay? Now, it can be personal preference of whether you like gold or silver, but usually if you have a cooler undertone, silver works better, hence why I wear silver. But if you have a warmer undertone, gold will probably look better on you. But you also don't have to follow that. You can wear gold or whatever you like. The thing I would recommend if you are buying jewelry though is definitely don't go cheap on jewelry. If you go cheap on jewelry, it will most likely tarnish. It will turn your skin green if you wear it, because it'll tarnish or like be made with like false metals or whatever. I think even though like buying like an actual like piece of gold jewelry or actual piece of silver jewelry is more expensive, it's better in the long run because it's not going to tarnish, okay? It's going to last you. It's also too with like buying good jewelry. If you buy really good jewelry, it's not going to go down in price, okay? Sometimes it's like an investment, okay? If you buy a basic timeless like silver or gold piece, okay? Silver and gold technically, usually, and outperforms inflation in the long run. So technically, if you buy really nice jewelry, you're investing in yourself. Also too, if you are like with jewelry, you want to buy, especially piercings. If you want to get piercings, okay, you're gonna need to get like sterling silver or actual gold pieces. One, because bacteria doesn't build up as much on them, and two, they won't like turn your ears green, okay, because they dissolve. Also, it just makes it easier because then you don't have to take them out whenever you shower, because it's not like they're gonna rust. Now we're on to my favorite accessory. My favorite accessory in the whole wide world, bags. Wow. Okay, you don't need that many bags, okay? You need a bag for like going out to parties. You need a bag for your everyday. And that's really it, okay? I have 3 bags. Let me show you them. I have 3 bags, okay? And they all serve different purposes. This is usually like my going out bag, okay? It's a Kate Spade bag, okay? Really nice leather bag, okay? Buying leather bags is good. They will last you, okay? But nice bag, usually I have for going out. Usually this is the one I take on dates, because it's smaller. I have this bag, which is my tote bag, which has my pride pins on it. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Gay, homosexual. Okay, this one I usually use for skateboarding. This is my skateboarding bag, okay? That's why it's like really not in good shape. And then my other bag, this is like my everyday bag. It's a Portland leather bag, so it's very nice leather, okay? But it's a nice big bag. I like my big bags, okay? But having a bag, not only, because if you're buying women's clothing, okay, and you're transitioning, you're not gonna have pockets anymore. You're not gonna have pockets, okay? Some people miss having pockets. I don't. I would rather have a bag. I would rather have a big-ass bag. I love having a big-ass bag. It's so fucking great. I can store a gun in here, a bomb in here, your mom in here, the Fortnite Battle Pass. I can store pins in here, hairbrush, hair clip, wallet, keys, everything, okay? Okay, so definitely get your bag, because not only is it a cute accessory, okay, but you won't have pockets anymore. You won't have pockets. So definitely get yourself a nice bag. Again, I feel like accessories, you definitely want to go more expensive than cheaper. Because I feel like with clothing, you can always swap out clothing. Styles change, your style might change. Okay, but if you buy like a good black or brown bag, you can rock that with any outfit, okay? That will last you a long time. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, like, about piercings. If you want to get piercings done, I would recommend looking up like your nearest tattoo or piercing shop, and definitely getting piercings there, rather than going to like Claire's or somewhere where they're going to use a piercing gun. You want them to use an actual needle. Also, too, if you don't want to have a bag or you're going to like a fancier event, okay, where you don't need a bag, you can always use a clutch. Which clutches are obviously just like smaller little bags, pouches. Mine has like my wallet and my ID and like my credit cards and stuff. I just use it as my wallet pretty much. But I keep it in my other purse. But you can obviously just take it around like this, so. Also, too, other accessories, hair clips and like hair ties. I should have done this in the hair tutorial. But those are a good way to accessorize your outfit. My hair clip's in the bathroom, but I love using hair clip. Also glasses, too. But glasses, definitely look up what your face shape is and figure out what glasses work with your face shape. And then go try them on, okay? Go to like a glasses store, okay? Sunglasses also too, great way to style, great accessories. I also forgot to mention belts in the accessories part. Belts are a great way to accessorize. And a belt can take your outfit from looking kind of like a hodgepodge to really tying everything together, because it sits in the center of your outfit usually. So I would recommend getting like a really good black belt and just whatever belt suits your style. Now we're kind of at like the end of the presentation. We're almost to questions, guys. We're almost to open questions. But I think one of the most important things with like finding outfits or your style or retrying different pieces is like retrying different pieces. There are pieces that I have in my closet that like there are outfits that I wear pretty often. But I'd say like every like 4 to 6 months, I kind of go through my closet and I try to match different things up, like different bottoms with different tops that I've never worn before. And sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that does not work. Okay, there's a reason I did not do that combo. But then sometimes I'm like, whoa, that kind of slays. That's kind of fire. And then I have a new outfit to wear, even though I didn't buy any new clothes. And also, I think the most important thing to end this off with is don't be afraid to try new things, okay? Don't be afraid to try new clothing styles or outfits, okay? That's perfectly fun. That's the fun of clothes. That's the joy. You can change what clothes you wear. Clothes are how you express yourself, okay? And you can change how you express yourself. So don't be afraid to try different clothes. Not everything might work, okay? You might look back in 5 years and go, ooh, that was not a good outfit, okay? But as long as it makes you happy in the moment, go for it, you know? Also, I just wanted to clarify a little bit on like body type. So obviously there's different body types. And I feel like a lot of trans tutorials that teach you how to dress focus on body types that are specifically oriented around like square or like more skinny body types or body types that have broader shoulders. But that's not the case for every single trans woman. Every single trans woman has a different body type. And you might not think it because you're trans. You might be like, oh, cis women don't have like body types like I do. But I guarantee you there's a cis woman that's got like the exact same body type as you. That's why it's important to take your measurements and find out like, do I have an apple body? Do I have a pear body? Okay, do I have like, what body type do I have? And then kind of build out from around that. Okay, this is like a really basic example of like different body types. And obviously there's only 6 here, but there's way more different body types. But like a lot of like videos that I see talking about like trans women in fashion usually almost always like center on this inverted triangle, which yes, a lot of trans women do have that body type, but not every trans woman has that body type. Like you kind of have to be a little skinnier to have that body type. Like for me, I have an hourglass figure usually. So like for me, like the advice that people give for like an inverted triangle body type where you're trying to like draw things away from the neckline and make your hips look wider is not, it's not what works for me. So I'm just saying, if you're a trans woman, definitely look and learn about different body types, because you should design around your body type, not around what some trans woman on the internet is like, this clothing is the best for trans women, okay? Because they got a completely different body type than you. And I think that's kind of like bad advice, to just assume all trans women have the same type of body. Very important advice to avoid sweating the small stuff. All my friends, one time my trans friend cried because she thought she had a more man nose than a normal nose. Yeah, and that's another thing too. These body types are categories. But you might not even fall into any of these categories. You might see these body types that are on screen and go, my body doesn't look like any of those. And that's perfectly okay. And I think if you only focus on like, oh, I wish I had this body type, or I wish I had that body type, you're gonna be miserable, okay? You should find your body type and figure out how to work around that. Figure out how to build your outfits in a way that not only you like, but in a way that makes you feel good about yourself, and in a way that makes you feel flattered. And like there might be some outfit choices that you might be like, even though I fit that type of body type, that outfit doesn't work on me. Maybe because you're a little skinnier or fatter or like more muscle or whatever. My whole point in making these guides is so that I can help instill some of the knowledge that I've learned from transitioning to help y'all hopefully be more comfortable in your body and learn how to better tailor your transition to you. Because I don't know, to me that's kind of why I'm making these, is because I feel like a lot of trans tips and advice is usually centered from a perspective of like all trans women have the same body type, or like all trans women have the same face shape, or all this. All trans women are the same, and this is what will work for you if you're a trans woman. But I kind of want to give you the steps of being like, okay, how do I find out my like style? How do I find out what hair and makeup work for me? And design that around you, because you shouldn't be following someone else's transition guide. You should be making your own, if that makes sense. And I want to be giving you the guides to better help you in your transition, not tell you how to transition. Better kind of give you like the guidebook and the stepping stones and let you build around them. I also like that your tips don't center on dysphoria and the negative trans experience. Yeah. Because I think centering your trans experience around trying to get rid of dysphoria is not gonna give you a good feeling transition. If you're like, I'm gonna wear this piece of clothing so I don't feel masculine, so I don't feel like then the whole time you're gonna be thinking in your head, oh, do I look masculine? Like I feel masculine, I feel like I'm trying to mask that. Rather than building an outfit for you that's like, oh wow, I like this outfit. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel feminine. Your thoughts on fast fashion? Avoid. Avoid. It just makes shitty clothes that don't fit anyone. So I think too, fast fashion wants you to buy a bunch of cheap pieces of clothing that you keep cycling out. Where I think if you're actually trying to build up a wardrobe and a closet, you should more so be building it on clothes that are gonna last a long time and that you want to wear for a long time. I think focus on quality over quantity when it comes to clothes. How long did it take you to find your style? So it was a process for me to find my style. For me, I kind of feel like I have two kind of styles. I have like my skater fashion style, which is mostly just like jeans, crop tops, sometimes like a jacket, which obviously you see me wear on stream a lot. And also, I tend to like to wear a lot of dresses, a lot of like floral and like single color stuff. But for me too, it took me a while of like experimenting with different clothes, different colors to find out what works best for me. And what works best for me, I found, because I have longer legs, is usually things that, like, usually longer pants and dresses actually look really good on me. Sometimes shorter dresses too. But usually I find things that are kind of like a U or V shaped, like on my chest, like accentuate my breast the best. Breast the best. But like I did go through like a baby trans phase where I did buy the skater skirt. And I was buying outfits that I liked, but didn't necessarily work for me. Like, there was this one, like, pink dress that I bought early in my transition that just, like, didn't, like, work on my body type or color-wise, because I have a cooler tone, and pink usually tends to be a warmer tone. So it just didn't look right on me. It didn't look right on my skin. So it was kind of like an experimental, where now I've kind of found that like I tend to like blacks, grays, blues, greens are kind of what most of my closet is made out of. Like I can actually hold up. Also, thank you, Resi X, for the follow. I had a friend who early in her transition got tons of red clothes because red was her favorite color, and red did not suit her. Well, if she likes the clothes, that's what matters. And also, too, there's different shades and undertones in colors. Like I have cooler undertones, so usually things that are like bright reds don't work on me. But then things like that are more maroon, or more like darker red actually do work on me. So it's all about finding like what works best with your like skin tone and undertone. That should be better. Okay, yeah, that's better. That's better. So I kind of have my closet divided into like two sections. I have like my dresses. And then I have, like, my shirts and pants. Alright, so obviously you've seen me wear most of these, actually. They're turned inside out. But I have this purple dress, which actually has more of a warmer tone. It's more of a warmer tone purple. So it shouldn't necessarily work with me, but I like it. I like it. It works. It works. I like it. Also, thank you for the raid, Bottleneck Loser. Thank you for the raid. Holy shit, 75 people. Holy moly. For those of you that just raided, I'm talking about clothing, kind of giving like a clothing guide for if you're transitioning. But right now, I'm talking about like my closet and the clothing pieces that I had. I kind of already went through my presentation. But right now, I'm just talking about like why I chose the clothes that I clothed, like why I chose the clothes that I chose. Also, thank you for all the new followers. I can't really read it because I'm a little far away from the screen. But like I said, obviously it's turned inside out. But I chose this purple dress, even though it doesn't necessarily match with my like cooler undertones. I chose it because I like it. I like wearing it. It makes me feel good. And I like how it makes my breasts look. So that's why I have it. Then I have let me flip it inside out. Oh my god. I flipped it inside out to dry it, and now it's like, okay, well that didn't, I tried to flip it outside, I tried to flip it inside out, and it didn't even like, and that's like what I was getting at. Like, it's important for your clothes to look and feel good. Like, that's the main goal. That's the main goal. Okay, and in this dress, obviously, I like the red. Again, more of warmer undertones. But I tend to like red, even though it goes against like my like warmer or cooler undertones. Just because it contrasts with my eyes, because my eyes are green. So it kind of creates a little contrast that makes my eyes pop. Also, it's mostly like black and red, so it's not fully like warm. But I also like it just because like how it hugs my like waist and hips. Yeah, you've seen me wear most of these dresses on stream though. I have this dress, which is like a blue dress. I've worn it on stream a couple times. I like it just because it's comfy. It's comfy, goes with my skin tone, just looks good, just feels good, honestly. Looks good, feels good. This dress I have, not really because I like it, mostly because it was like my first dress. I almost never wear this thing, but I still keep it in my closet. I did wear it when I did like the turning myself into a MAGA woman. I did wear it at that point, but yeah. This one, I don't really wear it that much. This one, a little bit of warmer undertones. I don't wear this one as much as I used to. But this one I just like because it's like business casual. It's good for like interviews and stuff like that. I'm live on YouTube right now. Well, I'm live on YouTube right now as well. So, then I have this black dress. I've worn this multiple times on stream. This one looks great because it kind of flares out a bit, like on the dress part. And I just think it looks good on me. I think it looks really well paired with like a jacket. Also, thank you, Hey It's Tippy for the follow. Thank you, Carrie for the follow. Thank you, Scorpio for the follow, and thank you, Ricky for the follow. Thank you very much. Then I have this black dress, which I actually really like. I love this black dress. It's a longer dress. It's really comfortable, but as you can see, like part of the button, I need to resew it back. But part of the sewing ripped. I have this jumpsuit, which I almost never wear. I don't really like this thing. I don't even know. I think I only got this because my mom was buying it for me. Because I don't think I've worn this ever. Like, it's more of a cream color. And And like if you have like a cooler skin tone with me, I don't know, it just doesn't look good on me. I don't know. I just don't really like it that much. Also too, the one thing is it is a jumpsuit, and I am on spironolactone, which makes me pee all the time. So like, I don't want to have to like unbutton and slip off the whole thing just to go pee all the time. So that's why I don't wear this one. I have this blue dress. Okay, this one makes me feel like a fairy. Okay, I like this one. I don't wear it as much as I should, just because I'm always paranoid that it could just like very easily slip off. But this one's fun. This one's just fun. Makes me feel like a fairy. I have this one. I haven't worn this one in a while. It's flipped inside out. Hold up. Let me unflip it inside out. Aha! Flipped it inside out, okay? Wow, this is another one that makes me feel like a fairy. But yeah, I really like this one. I really like this one. I don't know why I don't wear it more. I should wear it more. I don't know why I don't know why. No. It's in my closet. I just don't wear it more. And I have this blue one. I really like this one. I don't wear it on stream that much. Because it's kind of like a tighter dress, and it kind of is uncomfortable to sit down in. So I really only wear this if I'm like going out somewhere or standing up. And I have this dress. I actually really like this dress. It's just more of like a businessy dress. And obviously, I'm a social media creator, so I don't really get the opportunity to wear it much. I guess I could wear it, but I'm like, I don't want to be like, hey guys, welcome back to the office. Welcome back to the office. Shears ripped jeans 80% of the time while having all these cute dresses. Yeah, because that's what I like to wear. Then I have this dress. I just feel like my tits are going to slip out of this one. But it is very comfy. It's more of like a winter dress, but obviously, since I live in California, it doesn't get very cold, so I don't really have the reason to wear this one that much. Alright. I have this big coat. I like this coat, okay? This coat is fun to style things with. Okay. Alright. I also, now we're gonna get into like the pants and the jackets that I have. Obviously y'all have probably seen me in most of these. But I have a lot of different jeans. I have a lot of jeans. Can you guys tell that I like to wear jeans? Was it obvious that I like to wear jeans? I also have these two like nicer dress pants. I like these green ones a lot. These green ones are awesome. And then jacket-wise, it doesn't really get cold enough. One of my jackets is in my car, and obviously I'm wearing one of them right now, but I just have a black hoodie. That one usually I just wear when I'm skateboarding if it's cold out. Okay, basic raincoat, nothing too crazy. And then I have a Buc-ee's sweatshirt, okay? Cause gotta love bussies. Who don't love bussies? Alright, what's chat saying? Nizkit loves the ripped jeans. Yeah, Nizkit hates when I wear the ripped jeans. Nizkit's like, oh, she wore jeans again. Oh, boo-hoo. Honestly. Alright. And then, clothing-wise, I have a lot of t-shirts. A lot of these y'all have seen me wear. This one's the top that shows off my, like, chest the most. Twilight shirt, skate shirt. Another skate shirt. This one's a Thrasher shirt. Another skate shirt. They're inside out because I dry them inside out. Deku shirt. Okay, you guys can't see it. It's flipped inside out again. Okay. Green crop top. My dyslexia. I have Sex Daily shirt. We have this like black tank. I have this Van shirt. Obviously, it's inside out again. Inside out again. Boo ass. I have this Lord of the Rings shirt. Again, inside out. I've worn it on stream though. I've worn it on stream. I have this crop top, which is like kind of like a lace crop top. Really nice. Really like this one. I got. Oh, this is my Matrix shirt. Obviously, inside out. Again. I have this another like lacier crop top. What's this one? Oh no, this one's my Matrix shirt. Okay. And then I have like green long sleeve, black dress shirt, white dress shirt, my like lacy sleeve shirt, and then I guess the other thing is I have two skirts. I don't really like wearing skirts all that much, but I have this like red longer pencil skirt and then this like black pencil skirt. I like pencil skirts, I just don't wear them that often. I just don't like wearing skirts all that much. I always feel like, I don't know, I just don't really like skirts all that much. I like dresses, but I don't know, skirts are kind of annoying, I feel like. Okay, but most of the clothing pieces that I have, I just have because I like the way they fit. I did talk about guidelines, but like, sometimes I don't even follow them. Sometimes I'm like, hey, it's a clothing piece I like, shit, I'm gonna wear it.